Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back. It's me, Command Girl Gina. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to make some fried chicken drumettes. And for some of them, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a sauce to make them more like a hot wing. And then some of them will have regular. But the secret to me for a hot wing, a good hot wing at that, or just even fried chicken, is that you definitely want to go ahead and make sure that it is seasoned very well and very crispy. So let's go ahead and get started so we can accomplish those things. Now guys, another really important thing to me is when I'm eating fried chicken, I like it to be juicy and tender. Tender chicken is always going to be more juicier. So what I like to do to accomplish the tenderness, make it nice and tender, is by just simply using some kosher salt. And I like to be pretty liberal with it. This is 4 pounds of chicken, so we'll say we want about 2 tablespoons of salt in there. And the next thing that I like to do is go ahead and use some ground white pepper. You want to be liberal with that, so you want to do probably about 3 teaspoons or so. And what I like to do is just get that in there, and then I just kind of give it a mix, and I'll let it come all the way to temperature by letting it just sit there and take on the saltiness of the kosher salt. And so now that comes the waiting game. You just want to be patient and you want to let it sit for about 30 minutes or so. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is make the dredge, which means like it's like to where you're going to use some flour and definitely some seasonings, so that instead of having to marinate it, you know, by putting in the refrigerator in buttermilk or something, this dredge is going to be like our coating, and then after that we'll double coat it. Okay. So then anyway guys, we'll go ahead and add a little bit of milk. We're now going to add some water, about 1.5, we'll say 2 cups of water. We're going to definitely do 3 egg whites. And then we're going to be liberal with our seasoning, so we're going to do plenty of onion powder, 1.5. We're going to do some garlic powder, repeating, about 1.5 teaspoons. And on our, I like to use Lawrys, okay? So on our Lawrys, we're going to be doing about a tablespoon of Lawrys. Black pepper as well. I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoon. And then this next one is optional, but what it is some MSG or accent. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of MSG. And then I'll just go ahead and quickly begin to give that a stir. Thank you. And I add about another cup of water. So you don't want to be stingy with your flour when you're frying chicken. So that's 3 cups of flour right there. And to my 3 cups of flour, I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper, not a lot, but we're going to add some. Now I'm going to use a little onion powder, about 1.5 teaspoons. And then I'm going to use some garlic powder, about 1.5 teaspoons. A little onion salt, about 1 teaspoon, and garlic salt, 1 teaspoon. I like my flour peppery, so at least 2 teaspoons. And then we're going to do a little paprika, a teaspoon. Now, you guys, if you don't have white pepper or any ingredient that may not be pictured here, then just go ahead and learn to improvise and substitute it with, for instance, white pepper. You could do black, a little bit more black pepper, or whisk it good together. Okay, guys, so we have the chicken that is just about 5 minutes away from being right where we want it. This is like just the dry marinade with just salt and white pepper. Okay, guys, so you got your dredge in the middle. And you're going to go ahead and give that a real thorough stir, because by now all of your seasonings that needed to go ahead and melt down, they have melted down. And so you're just going to go ahead and grab your chicken. And you just begin to drop it in your dredge. And like I said, this is 4 pounds of chicken. So I mean, that's fine. You just place it all in there. And then you just make sure that it is coated by pushing it kind of like just down in there and things like that. And so now you go ahead and you let that sit down in that good dredge for probably another 15 minutes then. And then we'll be ready to coat and fry. So we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so now we'll go ahead and just kind of turn the chicken a little bit and let the top fall to the bottom and the bottom go up. And then we'll just go ahead and begin to pull some out a little at a time. Kind of let the excess drain off as good as possible. Let it hit in there. And you just take your spoon, kind of turn the flour over onto it. And we'll drop some more in there. And then what we'll do is just kind of like take and make sure we're getting it coated. I prefer to do this with my hands, but I'm gotta get some gloves right quick, guys. But in the meantime, just take a spoon and make sure you're getting it all coated. Okay, guys, so now that it has been coated and everything, of course you go ahead and you drop your chicken. You will check your oil. If your oil does not quickly begin to sizzle, then it is not ready. One thing about chicken, well, fried chicken, you want that oil hot enough, okay? So you just want to begin to go ahead and drop your chicken in piece by piece, shaking off the excess flour. You just want to be shaking up the excess flour and then dropping piece by piece. And you do not want to overcrowd your pot or your pan. Whatever you're frying, do not overcrowd it. We'll do about 8 to 10 pieces because they're just small pieces. And your oil is good and deep. And you want to be frying at about a little over medium. Okay? So we'll let that fry and then we'll come up and we'll go for another batch. Okay, guys, so the first thing that we want to verify is that our chicken is done. Now, of course, you could take the temperature and make sure your internal at like 165, 75. But based on experience, you know, you'll begin to know that your chicken is done not just because it's golden, but because your chicken is floating. You push it down in there and it floats right back up. That means that your chicken is done and it's ready to pull it. And as you guys can see, it's golden. And it is crispy deliciousness. And if you're doing a whole lot of chicken, then what you want to do is you want to strain your oil halfway through cooking. What I do is just take a little brown sugar, add a little bit of hot sauce, honey, and butter to it. And then anyway, I just take about just a little bit and I pour it into the bowl. Just a very, very, very small amount. And it's always nice to kind of have this cool down because it'll make sure that your wings will stay extra crispy. And they look delicious. So then after you have the little sauce in there, you don't want much. You just want the tiniest amount. And you just place some pieces in there like that. This is how you get them crispy but saucy in the meantime. See, it looks like you're not going to have enough sauce. It's exactly what you want it to look like. Okay. And then anyway, you just begin to give it a little bit of a shake, rattle and roll in a very, very large bowl. Just keep on moving that around. Okay guys, so then anyway, I just take them and I just pour them.
Entire meal.
You will taste test the whole meal? Okay. Come and grab you a piece of chicken.
Oh, right.
Come over this way. Go around. Turn around so they can see how the expression on your face is. What do you think?
Not half bad. This is pretty good.
Just pretty good? How do you like it better? Now taste one that let me give you a plate. Taste one that has no sauce. And you tell me which one you like better there. There's one with no sauce. Take a bite of that. Is it crispy enough? Is it crispy?
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Enough flavor?
Enough flavor.
Which one you like better?
I like the seasoned one better.
Seasoned or sauced?
Sauced one.
Oh, okay. Alright guys, so that is all she wrote. So